Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be perfumes that YouTube did not make me buy. If you want to get right into the list, go ahead and go to this timestamp right here, because I am going to go over what kind of sparked this video idea. So I am going to be doing a very large YouTube made me buy it haul. I have discovered so many frag friends here on YouTube, and we just get together and talk about fragrances and kind of influence each other to buy fragrances. But I do have quite a few popular scents that YouTube did not make me buy. So I did discover the YouTube community in 2019. I would say when I did my first perfume haul in 2019, I only saw Kathleen Lights and other makeup YouTubers because that's what I used to watch more of. And when I saw enough of those, then YouTube recommended like the bigger channels like Demi Rawlings and Jeremy Fragrance. So I knew that there was some people who reviewed, but I didn't realize how many. I've always been one that loves and enjoys perfume since I was a little girl. I used to wear perfume to go to church. My mom would let me use her perfumes or on special occasions. So I've always had a love for perfumes. And then by the time I hit my 20s and I could afford my own, I always had between 5 to 10 perfumes in my collection, and then I would buy and declutter. And then I would say in 2018 is when it jumped a little bit more to about 20 or 30, and then by the time I got to 2019 it was like 30 and 40, and then by the end of 2019 it was like 60, and now it has tripled. And I kind of wanted to go over them because I was shocked to see how many were actually popular scents that people talk about. So I'm gonna go over what they're described as well as what made me buy it. So let's get started. Okay, first up is the OG, and that is Lancome La Vie Belle. I would say that this is probably the perfume that sparked my addiction for wanting more perfumes. I wanted this perfume when a co-worker of mine would wear it. There are perfumes that are like signature scents that I won't wear because that's the only scent someone wears, but she wore all kinds of scents. But she would wear this one, and it was a perfume she actually didn't like, but because her mom got it for her, you know, she would wear it. This is what I just call like a sexy gourmand. This has sweetness to it, but because of the patchouli, it just gives it more depth. And this one is described as sweet, vanilla, woody, and powdery. This was a perfume that YouTube did not make me buy. This is an honorable mention. I don't find this one to be as popular. Maybe it is, but this is more of an honorable mention. This one I discovered in 2011. This is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gioia. I talk about this one all the time, just like La Vie Belle, but I did want to go ahead and just mention her because this was my signature scent for the longest time. And then this next one is Narciso Rodriguez for her, the EDT, as well as the EDP. So I did add the EDP back into my collection because of MJ. But I actually had already a large bottle. So I picked this set out with my husband. And this one's described as musky, powdery, white floral, woody, and fruity. I don't really get fruit from the EDT. This one is more of a floral musk. I do pick up the amber, which makes it more grown to me, a little bit more mature, and one that maybe not everyone will like. This one, it's a little more aggressive than the EDP. We actually smelled both when we went out, and we both agreed that this one was more sexy. So I did pick up the EDT for my wedding, and then I did pick this one up a couple years later, but it actually turned. I'm actually going to be decluttering this one, probably just get rid of it. And I did pick up a smaller bottle of it. Okay, and then number 3. This one has just been around for so long. I feel like most people probably got this on their own, and that is Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel Paris. And this one I discovered at JCPenney's maybe when I was 21, 22, my early 20s. And unfortunately when I got this one, and it would give me headaches, but I would fight through it. I finally did have to get rid of her, but I would revisit her every once in a while, and I would always admire and smell it on other people. And this one is described as citrus, woody, patchouli, sweet, and white floral. I don't really get too much sweetness from this one. I get it more in the intense. This one is very floral musk to me, and then the citrus. I do get the citrus in here. I do pick up the patchouli in here as well, and the musk. This next one's another OG. It's an old one, and that is Viva La Juicy. And I wore this one around my mid to late 20s, like maybe 26, 27. I smelled this on a friend of mine, and she smelled so good. It doesn't last very long, but it did what it needed to do, which was get me through a night out at the club. And this one is described as white floral, sweet, caramel, fruity, and vanilla. And this is just a very flirty, fruity floral. Nothing groundbreaking about this one, but I do feel like this one set the bar for fruity florals. I did break up with this scent just because the longevity isn't the best, and there's other scents that I feel smell like this that last longer. I like the Ariana Grande celebrity scents that I feel have this same, you know, flirty, fruity floral, but I did enjoy this at the time. Okay, and then this next one is Versace Bright Crystal Absolute. Okay, and this one I discovered because my husband, the Christmas of 2017, I believe it is, he bought me Bright Crystal, the EDT, and I fell in love with that scent. And when I was halfway through, I'm like, we need to re-up. So we went to an outlet, and the girl there was like, if you like the EDT, I would recommend getting the Absolute. She's like, it smells like the EDT, but there's like raspberry, it's a little more fruitier, and she said it lasts longer, and it does. But they're pretty close. This does eventually, because this lasts a long time, fade to me to the original. So I did discover this one when we were just going out into the outlets. And this one is described as floral, fruity, citrus, sweet, woody, and fresh. This is a very pretty summer scent. And in the summer, it performs even better. This next one is very popular in frag, but I actually discovered this from another coworker of mine. Not to be confused with La Vie Belle coworker. And that is Marc Jacobs Decadence. So my coworker Carmen, she's another frag lover. She doesn't watch YouTube though. She's just someone who loves to go to Ulta, loves to go to Sephora, and loves to smell perfume. And I am so upset that people mentioned the pickle juice because I never ever got that, and now I smell it, but it goes away. So this perfume is described as woody, floral, powdery, amber, and earthy. And there's plum in here, and jasmine and iris. So this does have a fruitiness, but what sets it apart is that it's plum instead of like your normal citrus or red berries. And then number 7, this is Lancome's La Nuit Tresor. I discovered this one at Kohl's. So there is a Kohl's next to me, and I always go there and smell all kinds of perfume. And I liked it, this one, because it kind of gave me like the La Vie Belle vibes. This was before my addiction got bad, so I would think about it. So I would say it took me a year to finally pull the trigger on this one, but this one is described as sweet, fruity, warm, spicy, caramel, and woody. So this one, I always say that I don't get the sweet until it dries down on me. When I first spray this, I get the incense and the spiciness and fruit. Yeah. It's like fruity, it's like spicy fruit. But then when this dries down, I get the vanilla, there's praline in here, caramel. I think there's coffee. I don't pick up the coffee. If anything, the coffee's more like coffee grounds. Yeah, what I pick up a lot in here is that spiciness. It's the incense, and this does have a smokiness to it. Now that I think it's Kia, Yummy 411. I'll have her video link below. She did a whole review on all of these beautiful diamonds, but this does have like a smokiness to it, which I can only assume is the incense. So before my nose started picking up on stuff like that, these two reminded me a lot of each other, and that's why I always wanted it. But they are different. I pick up more of the patchouli, and this one is a little bit more gourmand to me. This one, instead of the patchouli, it's gourmand and smoky. Still a very beautiful scent. Definitely one more for like colder weather or night. This is a very nice nighttime scent. Okay, and then number 8. This is a very popular celebrity scent here on YouTube. and that is Jessica Simpson's Fancy. And I will say maybe YouTube made me add it back into my collection, but I've known about this perfume. This perfume was released in 2008, and I think everyone wore this, like if you went to school in 2008, you wore this in high school. And then this was just in my partying days when I wanted to smell more flirty and yummy. But this is just a very pretty gourmand. This is like, every time I try to declutter this, I'm like, no, why? You like this, this lasts forever. But this is described as sweet, fruity caramel vanilla, and this has pear and apricot and caramel and vanilla and amber. This is a very pretty celebrity fragrance. And this has really great longevity as well. This was just one that you could get anywhere, like Ross, Marshall's had this, Walmart. It was very inexpensive and one that I've known, but if anything, I would say YouTube made me add it back to my collection, but that's about it. I've known about this perfume. And in the number 9 spot is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. This one I discovered in Ulta. But again, I always look for sales. So I didn't pull the trigger on this one until I saw it on Amazon and I had Amazon points. But this one I would always see it at Ulta, this sexy shoe. And this one is described as white floral, warm, spicy, sweet cacao, and aromatic. And I do pick up the cacao very well in here. And I know this is a perfume that a lot of people say it leans a little masculine. I like that. This is another sexy scent. My husband really likes this, which only goes to show you that the packaging doesn't always matter. I hear people say people like this just because of the packaging. I don't think that's true. I love this scent. I've already put a dent and I have quite a large collection. This is a very unique scent in my collection. Nothing like my other white florals. This is a sexy white floral with the cacao and then the tuberose. And then on the dry down, it's got more like woodiness to it. Think there's praline in here. I don't get that like I do in like La Vie Belle. Yeah, I find this perfume very sexy. And now that I pick up tuberose more, I'm picking it up in this scent. But very, very beautiful white floral. This last one is Mugler's Alien. And this is the new formulation, and this is a collector's bottle. And I have already said that I'm Team Angel. I love Angel and I'm in like with Alien. I will always probably keep Alien in my collection because this is a perfume that my husband really likes. And every time I wear it, he always points it out. Anytime I wear this or any flanker of it, he knows I'm wearing Alien. So this perfume, it's kind of a funny story how I discovered this perfume. I didn't discover this perfume in the perfume community. I discovered this perfume when me and my husband went out to eat with his best friend and his girlfriend. And then the girlfriend had a friend that met up with us. And she was wearing Alien. And Alien has great projection and longevity. And, you know, when she sat down, we could smell her. And my husband's like, what are you wearing? And she's like, it doesn't have a name. And he's like, what do you mean it doesn't have a name? She's like, oh, there's no name. It's just a weird bottle with weird writing. And I will say that English isn't her first language. She only speaks Spanish, actually. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But he felt like she was keeping a secret. So he kept pressing. And he's like, but what does the bottle look like? And she was like, it's just a purple bottle and it looks weird. So then she got out her phone and she started looking it up. And then she showed me and him the bottle. I hadn't heard of it, but I could see clearly that it had said, you know, Alien on the bottle. I got a travel of it at Sephora because I wanted to try it out before I committed to a larger bottle. And when I put that perfume on, my husband was like, what are you wearing? And when I went to work, coworkers were like, what are you wearing? I will say Alien is definitely more likable than Angel. And it's one that people notice. I do want to try the old formulation. This one's very soapy. So Alien was released in 2005 under the house of Thierry Mugler. This is described as white floral, amber, floral, wood, and balsamic. There isn't lavender in here, but there is a soapiness to the newer formulation that I hear isn't the same in the older one. I don't even know where to begin. I've tried to look up where to get the older formulation just because I want to compare them. But this has notes of jasmine, woodsy notes, and amber. And that's pretty much it. I will say that the flankers to me don't perform as good as the original. The original has amazing longevity. So that is how I discovered Alien. Let me know in the comments below, are there perfumes that you discovered on your own without, you know, being influenced? Of course, I don't mind being influenced. That's what I do. I just look up reviews when I want to buy a perfume. But these are perfumes that I smelled and liked on my own. But let me know in the comments below, what were your finds? So yeah, guys, that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like me and haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Click that notification bell so you know when I upload. And until next time, guys.